Dude, if you're into open world games, this video might make you really mad, because I've picked 15 amazing games that were unfairly ignored, and one of them might be the best game you've never played. No wasting time. Let's get straight to the good stuff.
The Saboteur. If there's one game that defines the term criminally underrated, it's The Saboteur. Released in 2009 by the now-defunct Pandemic Studios, this game offers one of the most stylish open-world concepts ever conceived. Set in Nazi-occupied Paris, the game uses a brilliant visual mechanic called Will to Fight. Initially, the city is rendered in a haunting, high-contrast black and white, with only splashes of red for Nazi banners and blue for the resistance. As you perform acts of sabotage and inspire the citizens, color literally bleeds back into the districts. What humiliates modern games here is the atmosphere. It's a noir masterpiece that blends Grand Theft Auto exploration with Assassin's Creed climbing and Mercenaries destruction. You play as Sean Devlin, an Irish racing driver turned resistance fighter, and the gameplay loop of scaling the Eiffel Tower or sniping officers from a Parisian rooftop is incredibly satisfying. It was ignored because it launched right as the studio was closing, but its unique aesthetic and climb anything mechanics make it a world that feels more soulful and artistically brave than almost any generic open world released in 2026.
Middle-earth: Shadow of War. A lot of people ignored Shadow of War at launch because of some controversial microtransactions that the developers later completely removed. If you haven't played it since then, you are missing out on the most advanced social AI system in gaming history, the Nemesis system. While modern 2026 open worlds often feel like static playgrounds filled with generic NPCs, Shadow of War creates a living, breathing hierarchy of orcs that remember you. If an orc kills you, he gets promoted, gains a title, and will mock you the next time you meet. The technical complexity of these procedural personalities, their scars, their fears, and their shifting loyalties is something that even the biggest AAA studios are still too afraid to attempt. The scale of the fortress sieges, where you lead an army of mind-controlled monsters against massive walls, is a visual and tactical spectacle. It is a game that turns every player's journey into a unique story of betrayal and revenge, proving that next gen isn't just about textures, but about the depth of the world's reaction to the player.
Take it easy, man. You don't look so good. I said I'm fine. We've got to move.
San Francisco. San Francisco is a game that shouldn't work on paper, but in practice, it's one of the most innovative racing games ever made. You play as Detective John Tanner, who is in a coma, allowing him to shift his consciousness into any driver on the road in San Francisco. This isn't just a gimmick, it's a technical marvel that allows for mid-air car swaps and tactical maneuvers that are impossible in any other game. Imagine being in a high-speed chase and shifting into a bus coming from the opposite direction to head-on collision your target. The game features a massive licensed car list and a one-to-one recreation of San Francisco that still looks incredible due to its 60 FPS fluidity and sharp lighting. It was ignored by many who thought the teleportation hook was too weird, but once you play it, you realize it's the most creative solution to the driving game formula. Because of licensing issues, it's hard to find now, but if you can get your hands on it, you'll realize it humiliates modern racers by being genuinely, unapologetically fun. Assassin's Creed Rogue is the forgotten child of the franchise because it was released on the same day as Assassin's Creed Unity. While Unity took all the spotlight and the criticism for its bugs, Rogue was quietly delivering the best narrative twist in the series. For the first time, you play as a Templar, Shay Patrick Cormac, hunting down the assassins you once called brothers. It takes the perfected naval combat of Black Flag and moves it to the icy, treacherous waters of the North Atlantic. The technical beauty of the icebergs, which you can destroy to create ripples that damage small ships, and the aurora borealis lighting up the night sky, is breathtaking, even by today's standards.
It humiliates modern AC games by having a tight, focused story and a world that feels dangerous. Assassins will actually hide in haystacks and on rooftops to ambush you. It's a complete, polished, and narratively daring experience that many fans skipped because they were too busy looking at the next-gen shiny object, not realizing the real masterpiece was right under their noses.
Far Cry Primal. When people think of Far Cry, they think of machine guns and explosions, which is exactly why so many players made the big mistake of skipping Far Cry Primal. Set in the Stone Age 10,000 BC, this is arguably the most immersive and atmospheric game Ubisoft has ever produced. What humiliates modern open worlds here is the primal atmosphere. Without guns, the world of Oros becomes a terrifyingly dangerous place where you are no longer the apex predator. The technical work on the flora and fauna is stunning. The forest feels dense, ancient, and alive. The lighting, especially the way the moonlight filters through the trees as you hear the distant howl of a direwolf, creates a tension that modern shooters simply can't replicate. The Beastmaster system allows you to tame everything from owls to saber-toothed tigers, and using them to scout or hunt feels more organic than any drone or sniper rifle. It's a game about survival, fire, and the raw brutality of nature. By stripping away the modern HUD and weapons, Primal forced the developers to focus on environmental storytelling and sound design, resulting in a world that feels more real and tactile than any Far Cry released since.
Mad Max. Released in 2015, the same day as Metal Gear Solid 5, Mad Max was tragically overshadowed, and that is a genuine crime against gaming. This is the definitive car combat open world. What humiliates modern games here is the sense of weight and impact. Your car, the Opus, isn't just a vehicle, it's a character you build from a rusted shell into a steel-plated monster. The physics of the vehicular combat, the way metal tears, the way tires fly off, and the visceral feel of the harpoon pulling a sniper tower down is still the gold standard for the genre. The Great White, a dried-up seabed, is one of the most hauntingly beautiful deserts ever rendered, with sandstorms that are a technical marvel, filling the screen with lightning, debris, and absolute chaos. While modern games often fill their maps with busy work, Mad Max makes every scrap of metal you find feel like a life or death victory. It is a lonely, brutal, and atmospheric masterpiece that perfectly captures the waste in Wasteland, proving that a focused vision is always better than a cluttered, generic map.
Sleeping Dogs. If you want a game that makes the modern GTA clones look lazy, you have to play Sleeping Dogs. Set in the neon-soaked streets of Hong Kong, this game humbles the competition through its incredible combat and culture. Unlike most open worlds where the gunplay is the focus, Sleeping Dogs is a martial arts epic. The fighting system is brutal, fluid, and utilizes the environment in ways that modern games still haven't copied. You can throw enemies into phone booths, hang them on meat hooks, or slam them into industrial fans. The city itself feels dense rather than just large. Walking through the night markets with the rain reflecting the neon signs creates an atmosphere of city noir that is unmatched. The story of Wei Shen, an undercover cop torn between his duty and his loyalty to the Sun On Yi triad, is a gripping, mature drama that puts the satire of other open worlds to shame. It's a polished, fast-paced, and culturally unique gem that remains one of the most satisfying open-world experiences ever created, and ignoring it was a mistake that every gamer needs to correct. Days Gone had a rough launch with some technical bugs, but the version that exists today is one of the most impressive technical showcases of the last decade. What humiliates modern zombie games is the horde technology. Seeing 500 individual freakers sprinting towards you in a massive, flowing wave of bodies is a technical feat that still makes your jaw drop in 2026. This isn't just a background animation. Every one of those creatures is an individual AI pathing towards you. The relationship between Deacon and his motorcycle is the heart of the game. It's your only lifeline, and managing its fuel, tires, and engine adds a layer of survival tension that makes exploration feel meaningful. The Pacific Northwest environment is rendered with stunning photorealistic detail, featuring a dynamic weather system where snow can actually accumulate on the ground and change how your bike handles in real time. It's a 60-hour epic about grief, survival, and the human spirit that was unfairly dismissed at launch. If you want an open world that feels truly dangerous and technically ambitious, Days Gone is the one you shouldn't have ignored.
Mafia II, many people mistake Mafia II for a generic GTA clone, and that is exactly why they made a huge mistake ignoring it. This isn't a game about doing whatever you want in a city. It is a masterclass in atmospheric, linear, open-world storytelling. Set in Empire Bay across the 1940s and 50s, the game humbles modern titles through its incredible sense of time. When the game begins in the winter of 1945, the city is blanketed in thick snow, people are bundled in heavy coats, and the radio plays era-appropriate war news. Later, when the world shifts to the 1950s, the lighting changes, the cars become faster and more colorful, and the music shifts to early rock and roll. The technical detail in the interiors, from the steam rising off a diner plate to the way wood splinters during a Tommy gun shootout, is obsessive. It humiliates modern games by proving that a smaller, more detailed map with a focused, mature narrative about the cost of the criminal life is far more impactful than a massive, empty desert filled with fetch quests. It is a cinematic period piece that treats its world as a living, breathing character.
Well, how'd you make out?
Things got out of hand. There's nothing I could do.
Biomutant is one of the most creative and visually vibrant open worlds ever conceived, but it was unfairly judged because it didn't feel like a standard AAA Ubisoft-style game. What makes this a must-play is the post-apocalyptic whimsy. The world is a vibrant ruin where nature has reclaimed human structures in a way that looks like a colorful fever dream. The technical freedom here is staggering. You play as a customizable mammalian warrior in a world where you can mutate your DNA in real time to grow crab claws, breathe fire, or gain telekinetic powers. The crafting system humiliates modern RPGs. You can literally build thousands of unique weapons from scrap parts like toilet brushes and rusty pipes, and each part changes the weapon's stats and physics. The scale of the world, which you can traverse via mechanical hands, jet skis, or giant gliders, is filled with a unique biological charm that is rare in 2026. It's a game with a soul, built by a small team that dared to be weird, and skipping it means you missed out on one of the most visually refreshing and mechanically flexible worlds of the decade. Ghost Recon Wildlands. Before the franchise became obsessed with looted gear and robots in Breakpoint, Ghost Recon Wildlands delivered the ultimate tactical sandbox. What humiliates modern open-world shooters here is the scale and freedom. Bolivia is rendered with a staggering variety of biomes, from the salt flats of Uyuni to the dense jungles of the Amazon and the snowy peaks of the Andes. The draw distances are still a technical benchmark. You can stand on a mountain, spot a convoy 3 miles away, and plan an ambush that involves your entire 4-man squad. The systemic chaos is where the game shines. You can lead a rebel faction to attack a cartel outpost, then sit back with a sniper rifle and watch the 2 AI factions fight it out in a physically reactive world. It's a game that respects your tactical intelligence, allowing you to approach any objective from any angle with any vehicle. Ignoring it was a mistake for anyone who loves mil-sim light gameplay in a world that feels vast, dangerous, and completely under your control.
Sunset Overdrive. Before Insomniac Games made Spider-Man, they created Sunset Overdrive, and it remains the most energetic and stylish open world on the market. What humiliates modern games here is the flow. Most open worlds treat traversal as a chore, something you do to get to the fun part. In Sunset Overdrive, the traversal is the fun part. The game turns the entire city of Sunset City into a giant skate park, where you must grind on rails, wall run, and bounce off cars to stay alive while fighting the OD. The technical fluidity of the movement, combined with a weapon arsenal that includes explosive teddy bears and high-voltage harpoons, creates a combat loop that is pure caffeinated joy. The art direction is a neon-soaked comic book explosion that still looks like a modern flagship title in 2026. It was ignored largely due to being an early Xbox exclusive, but it is a masterclass in fun-first design, proving that an open world doesn't need to be gritty to be a technical and mechanical masterpiece.
Watch Dogs 2, if you ever felt like the original Watch Dogs was too grim, you made a massive mistake skipping Watch Dogs 2. This is arguably the most reactive and alive open world Ubisoft has ever built. San Francisco is rendered with a level of systemic complexity that humiliates even modern 2026 titles. What makes it a masterpiece is the AI interaction. Every NPC in this city has a profile, and the way they interact with each other and with your hacks is legendary. You can call a fake police hit on a gang member, watch them get arrested, and then hack a nearby car to plow into the scene, all while sitting across the street on a drone. The technical freedom here is staggering. The game treats the city's infrastructure as a weapon. From hacking traffic lights to remotely controlling cranes and forklifts, the environment is your playground. The art direction captures the vibrant, tech-saturated vibe of Silicon Valley with incredible fidelity, and the parkour system is fluid, allowing for a flow through the city that feels organic. It's a smart, colorful, and technically dense sandbox that rewards creativity over raw firepower, proving that a truly smart world is infinitely more fun than just a big one.
Dying Light. While everyone was waiting for the sequel, many people lost sight of just how perfect the original Dying Light remains. This is the definitive parkour horror experience. What humiliates modern open worlds here is the verticality and the day-night cycle. During the day, you are the hunter, using a fluid, physics-based movement system to navigate the rooftops of Haran. But when the sun goes down, the game turns into a technical nightmare in the best way possible. The lighting shifts, the sound design becomes oppressive, and volatiles come out to turn you into the prey. The technical polish on the melee combat, the way bones break, the way blood splatters based on the angle of your swing, and the visceral crunch of the impact is still the gold standard for the genre. It's a game that understands momentum. Whether you're using a grappling hook or drop-kicking a zombie off a skyscraper, the physical feedback is perfect. Ignoring this gem was a mistake because it offers a level of tension and mechanical bite that modern, safer open worlds are too afraid to attempt.
Conan Exiles. To close out the list, we have Conan Exiles, an open-world survival game that offers a scale of architectural freedom and environmental brutality that puts modern survival titles to shame. Set in the savage, exiled lands, this game humbles the competition through its incredible building system and world narrative. You can build anything from a small mud hut to a massive stone fortress carved directly into the side of a mountain, and the technical stability of these player-made structures is a feat of engineering. The world itself is divided into massive, distinct biomes, from sun-scorched deserts to frozen tundras and ancient glowing ruins, each with its own survival mechanics. What makes it unique is the thrall system, where you can capture and break enemies to defend your base or work your crafting stations, adding a human element to your settlement. The sense of raw power as you summon massive avatars of the gods to level enemy bases is a visual and technical spectacle that few games can match. It's a brutal, deep, and visually stunning journey through Howard's dark fantasy world that proves that survival games can have just as much soul and scale as a traditional RPG.
As we've seen, from the noir streets of the Saboteur to the massive hordes of Days Gone, these worlds deliver a level of passion and mechanical depth that many modern $70 releases simply can't replicate. Don't let marketing decide what deserves your time. Go back, give these forgotten masterpieces a chance, and I promise you'll find your next favorite game. So, which of these did you skip? And more importantly, which one are you going to download right now to fix that mistake? Let's get a conversation going in the comments about the games that deserve a second chance. Thanks for watching, stay curious, and I'll see you in the next open world.